We come to the final part 7, which is on SSE organizations, lessons and challenges. I have identified about 12 points to reflect in our concluding session. Next. Now, the first point is that the Malaysian study just does illustrate that at the policy level, there is a recognition that while macroeconomic policies favor big business, there is space for micro operators in the social sector. So we do note that the policy level, there is this theme, and that public policy and federal government agencies are creating new avenues for micro operators with social objectives to operate in the market space. So in one sense, there isn't really a change of the economic framework. It's still dominated market forces that a complementary social economy is created. It's not a replacement of the market forces or market capitalization or the impact of free markets, but to have a complementary sort of policies that would facilitate organizations or businesses with social and environmental objectives that have a collective common good objective. So the supporting policies with financial loans and matching grants are giving a new boost to the social economy. So we are seeing that whether it is for the cooperative sector or for the social enterprise sector, the government or the public sector initiatives are emerging for people to venture into businesses that generate income and create job opportunities, but have social and environmental objectives. So that's coming out. So the challenges from the dominant market model of profit maximizing still carries on. So you're faced with such challenges, whether it is in the tender or whether it is in the competitive open market system, but nonetheless, there is some scope for the social sector. Now, even among the cooperative movement, they have not really challenged the dominant model of balancing profit with social and environmental objectives. Many of the cooperatives took on market models to generate income. So I think this is where there is a resurgence of the economic model of not just trying to make profits through cooperative movement for the investments and the bottom line of what is the returns for the investment, but to have strong economic and social and collective objectives. So there is a resurgence of the cooperative movement with the renewal of policies and the enabling public policy with loans and other schemes, affirmative policies that enable the cooperative sector to flourish and grow and be able to also generate and create wealth. Now, the other aspect, the sixth aspect, is in terms of building trust for community and solidarity model. Requires more work due to past experiences of dishonest practices by some leaders. whether it is leaders from the cooperatives, community-based economies, or even politicians who have utilized the social sector or the social economy for political objectives or for private gain. So building trust in the community for the solidarity model is something that needs to be strengthened, and greater awareness and capacity building is necessary. Now, the seventh area is exploring new markets and the use of technology, especially digital marketing, which is enabling the informal sector and women in the bottom sections to expand and enlarge the base for their sales from retail shops or stalls to online through Facebook and social media is a feature that's emerged. And with the support of logistics companies or through transportation like Uber and so forth, that they are able to transport their products to in the way through social through social media publicity and so forth. Next. Now, the eighth point is that the study shows that there is no direct policy or legislation directly focused on SSE. The focus is on the cooperatives, the focus is on social enterprises. It's within the broader framework of the social economy, and that's been articulated in some of the policy statements in many ways, and even in the public policy documents that have emerged. But as I mentioned, the Cooperative Act provides sufficient room for developing SSE models at the grassroots because it fulfills all the 5 dimensions of the SSE as asset has brought out. So I think the cooperative model then stands out significant in the Malaysian context for with legislative and financial support and institutional backing for it, as well as the social enterprise. Because of the accreditation process, they can draw the registration for profit and non-profit basis, but the accreditation process facilitates it. Now, this faith-based Arano using the cooperatives for micro loans with gold as collateral is providing the poor sectors with ready cash. This was especially seen during the COVID period where social security was insufficient through savings or salary losses or repayment of loans. Then the Arano became one opportunity for the poor person's bank during difficult periods. And so using the cooperative initiative, this has good potentials of scaling up and for replication and for greater awareness on its use so that it can be useful, because among the poor or the lower income, they do use gold as a means for traditional and cultural supports. Now, the cooperatives such as the FELDA, the Federal Land Development, or the Friends of the Grameen Bank replication of AIM illustrates how savings from ordinary people can be mobilized for common good. These are small savings. So instead of just putting in FD, it provides better returns for the members, and also the cooperative has the possibility scale to market products and to bring out things in a more effective way. So these are some of the lessons from the Malaysian example, and that should set a good framework for others to learn as well as emulate. Finally, my 4 concluding points. Finally, next. The 4 concluding points are that the informal sector is the key area. And I know ILO and others have provided a lot of guidelines and support. Sometimes in an open economy, the focus has largely been on more organized big businesses, multinational companies, and so forth. But a focus on the informal sector, using micro business and scaling it up, is a key component for the SSE. And this we have seen in how they collectivize their efforts through a cooperative or through a form of registration that can add value to the marketing of their products or for purchasing of common goods and so forth. And so the informal sector that requires quite a bit of attention is necessary to strengthen social security, also a greater awareness on debt servicing or how they manage budgeting, as well as access to credit and not to be caught with loan sharks and so forth. Better, stronger regulatory frameworks. And in the Malaysian context, post-COVID, there has been lots of discussion on strengthening the social security for the informal sector, similar to the employed sector, where they have retirement savings or accident hospitalization benefits, and to open these to the informal sector so that during difficult periods, they too can have some protection, social protection, and they have become the most vulnerable in the last 2 years during this context. Now, the second point that the study has brought out is women at the grassroots, women at the heart of the SSE movement. There's a strong gender dimension, greater recognition and support for women leadership and the building of the capacity. And this is found in the cooperative movement. It's found in the Grameen Bank replication of over 350,000 women who were organized into the cooperative, and through the micro loans, they have been able to service it. More studies to bring out the resilience of women and the gender dimension of economic well-being and so forth is something significant. Now, the third is the emergence of local economy and adopting more neighborhood-based approaches, fostering local networks, producers, consumers, largely the agriculture sector, where they could be, consumer-supported agriculture. And these emerged during the COVID period between the rural and the urban. And these need to be strengthened so that the local economies can develop, and there could be greater food security, sustainability, greater networking, strengthening the markets, reducing over-reliance on the middleman, and SSE communities are able to generate that and bring that out stronger. Now, finally, technology, the use of digital marketing is playing a key role and enabling a stronger level playing field. This technology has enabled many from the urban areas to move to the rural areas because the cost of production is lower, rentals are lower, with improved connectivity, it's now possible. And with the increased logistic companies available, then the enterprise model of linking rural and urban as a continuum in that is emerging. Small town development is an area that we are seeing, and social economy model or the solidarity community model can revive parts of the city that might seem neglected, or small towns that are neglected due to rural-urban migration of young people. But with digital marketing, greater, stronger technology use has enabled people to move out of the big cities where the cost is high in order to strengthen and generate more sustainable sources of fund. So the Malaysian mapping exercise notes legislation, notes policies, notes organizations, notes models, notes case studies, and there is tremendous potential, but there needs to be greater policy support, coordination, research, documentation, in order to really show the impact of it. And in Malaysia, the statistics department has been releasing information on community-based initiatives, as well as its impact on SDGs, especially SDG 10 in addressing inequality, or SDG 1 on addressing poverty in a way. So SSE is something that is emerging, and over the years we will see strong models coming out. And so that's from me, the 7 parts of this presentation, and to highlight the possibilities of the social solidarity economy in Malaysia. It's not fully developed like in Western countries or Latin American countries, but the potential is there. The political will to promote it is there. And so over the next 5 years, you're going to see, this further development of these. So thank you for this opportunity, and I hope you benefit from this discussion. And during the Q&A, you could ask me more and we can discuss it further. So thank you very much, and let's be in touch.